Hi, it's Anna Mason, and in this video I'd like to give you an overview of the watercolour method I've used to create all of my realistic and vibrant looking watercolour paintings. People are often surprised that they're actually watercolours because they associate watercolour with more watery, pale and fluid styles. But watercolours can be used in a much more controlled way to achieve realism and really dark colours. To understand my method, let's first go back to basics and think about how watercolours work. When mixed with even a little water, they're translucent, and so when they're applied to white paper, we can use the white of the paper visible through to create our lightest tones or values in our paintings. In fact, it makes creating these lightest tones easy. But the downside to translucency is that if you try to apply a lighter colour on top of a darker one, you'll still be able to see through to the darker colour underneath. Combine this with the fact that watercolours often can't be wiped off the paper because they stain it, and you have the reason why watercolours are considered tricky to use. If you paint an area darker than you meant to, you're in trouble. That's especially a problem when you're looking to achieve realism, because with realism it really matters that you get your subject's tonal or value range spot on. So if you've tried watercolours before, then you may even have found them stressful. Luckily, I've never found them stressful, and I really think that that's due to the method I use. I developed it myself, and it works to offset the negative aspects of watercolour's transparency, as well as addressing another complication we experience when we paint. And that complication is the fact that the way we perceive a tone is dependent on the tones that we see around it. What this means for us when we're painting is that we won't be able to judge whether we have the greys in our petals the right tone before the darker leaves are painted too. But we can't get the leaves right until the petals are as dark as they should be. So, in short, we need to gradually build up our painting bit by bit, assessing our tones as we go. To allow for this, I begin by working on the lightest tones within a painting, so with a pale, watery mix. This also serves to map out what colours should go where. And if you do make a mistake at this stage and place paint in the wrong area, you're much more likely to be able to wipe that paint off the paper with some damp kitchen roll, because the paint isn't very dark. Then I work on a few key areas of the darkest tones within the image to establish the upper and lower limits of a painting's tonal range, which really helps when it comes to working on the mid-tones. Once they're darkened, I can go back to the lightest tones and adjust them, then the dark tones again, and so on, building up layers of paint until everywhere is as dark as it needs to be. But crucial to working in layers is that your layer underneath must be dry before you apply the next one. This stops the colours from muddying and bleeding into one another on the paper, and crucially it keeps us completely in control of the marks that we're making. And to keep colours clear and vibrant when working in layers, we need lots of the white paper to be visible through the layers. So we need to use watercolour paints that are defined as transparent. So that's the overview for you. If you've struggled with watercolours before and you'd like to achieve more realism in your work, then I'd like to invite you to try painting this way. It places you firmly in control and allows you to relax into the flow of painting without the stress. Because painting is meant to be fun. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'd love it if you'd share this video with your friends. And if you'd like to try the method out right now, you can take one of my tried and tested video classes for free at annamasonart.com, where you'll find even more resources to help you pick up your brush and paint the way you've always wanted to. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.